Welcome to my daily practice at Wendy Coad Art. If you find this video interesting or helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video.
Hi, my name is Wendy and I'm an artist. I've been an artist my whole life and I am excited to invite you into my studio and show you my art practice. I paint every day and I do acrylic on paper. I also do stencils. I draw. I organize my studio space. I do a lot of things. For me, art is about problem solving, so there's always little tricks and tools that I can share with you along the way. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm having some fun with these small panels, and I want to try a few things out. I got this weird, well, it's really a basting brush from, the store, I guess for the turkey or whatever other cooking. I'm not really the best at cooking, so I'm not familiar with all of that, but I know a brush when I see one, and I'm going to try and use it for my painting. That's right. Never met a brush I didn't like. So, and let's grab one of these. I'm also going to continue with these panels. Now, I've gotten things a little bit dense. I'm pausing now because I'm not just sure how I want to approach this yet. Just make sure I got everything hooked up here. With my goddesses, etc., there's some darker areas which I was thinking of lightening now, but I think I'll put some of these gods and goddesses down first. I have my little bin full of Botticellis and Venus de Milos and various other goddesses and gods and goddesses. So let me spread these out behind me because it's just too much. I like this guy and I like this gal. Well, I like them all, so I'll have to really decide. They simply get lost in the in the colors and the everything. So, all right. And I had a stipple brush. What did I do with that? I think I see it over here. I have my stipple brush. Now, when I went to wash it the last time I used it, it came right out. That's what cheap equipment will do, but that's just a gluing problem. Or I can also pinch it, pincer it. But I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue in there first. Well, actually, I'm going to pinch it first because I won't be able to use it this session if I don't. So, okay, well, that did not do what I wanted it to do. I may have just ruined my little brush possibility here. Fortunately, I have more than one, and I can always use it just as the little stub that it is. Oh well, back to the drawing board. Let's get the paint closer to where I'm working. And now I did want some other colors, but I'm just going to start right now with a little bit of pink. It's always so anticlimactic when I'm like ready to go and the paint is not going to cooperate. I need to open the little opening there. Okay, let's try that again. And now I'm going to start with this guy. Actually, I want the silhouette. I think I'm going to have the two figures facing each other. All right, oh, that's nice. So I'm putting the pink not to fill out the figure, but to surround the figure. Let's just see how that works. All right, not bad. Well, I achieved two things here. I got some light color. I think I want to do white. I got some light colors going on there, and I did manage the silhouette, so that's good. Oops. Oh, this is a little too loose for my liking, but might work. I won't know if I don't try. So it's going to be fairly, I'm just going to take that right across because I can. And that's not bad because it made a kind of ring, a little shadow around the figure. All right, now forgot to get the little basket that I used to put the wet stencils in. Oh, for those of you who might not have seen my other videos, I'm using stencils that I mostly got from the Museum of, or the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So they have an amazing collection. I've also scoured the internet and found some contemporary figures as well. And I've added those. A random piece of paper. So Botticelli's Venus, a woman doing a acupressure demonstration. The goddess of the city with a city wall on her head. I love that. And just a contemporary gal. And Diana of the Hunt, and another contemporary gal. So you get the gist. I'm only using the silhouette, so I do not believe that I'm infringing using other images that I've sourced. I mean, you can hardly tell. Well, you can't tell who they are, and you can hardly tell what they are. So I think I'm okay for the time being. I don't want to overdo this guy, but I do like the image. And so I'm gonna play with that. When I'm working from the when I'm working from just the silhouette cutout, then I start in the middle and I work my way out. That's so that I don't get the paint underneath, but it still happens, and that's okay. I don't mind. But now that I'm working with the negative space as opposed to the positive space, I am working from the outside, moving towards the center, because that will prevent the very kind of watery paint that I have now from sliding underneath. All right, that's going in there now. And let's have him contemplate Venus here. Now, Venus can have a little bit of a darker color. Getting a little ahead of myself. I should, in theory, again, because this is the negative space, so the center has been taken out, and it's just the plastic film creating the silhouette. I start at the outside, and I work my way into the center on either side. And that just allows for the silhouette to be fairly crisp. Crisp is really a relative term here. Let's see what we've got. More of that. I'm just going to add a little turquoise for some contrast. Getting a little low on my supplies. Well, not on my supplies, but on the paint that's in the tubes. I like that. And I just keep going up and down until I feel like I've accomplished the entire silhouette. I love those little stripes. And it's, you can kind of play with these too. So I'm going to do one where I have a Botticelli image, one of the goddesses, one of his fabulous goddesses. My paint's getting a little bit too sparse, but it doesn't really matter for the outcome. It's still going to be a silhouette. It'll be stripes, or it'll be a solid, or it'll be splotchy. I mean, it all works. All right. Now, Botticelli's figures are so contemporary. Now I'm looking for the other image of the gal. And it's the one that I do not have. Oh, I do have it. Okay. I think I'm just going to use it somewhere else. I can already tell that got underneath lines. Whoa. So just so you know that this is not painting within the lines, drawing within the lines, coloring within the lines. It has nothing to do with the lines. I haven't worked with these gals for a while. They're pretty sweet. I'm going to put one of them here. It's not just Greek and Roman sculptures or, medieval paintings. Some of these images, some of these sculptures that I've gotten images for go back, 10,000 years. I like the one that I'm going to put some paint on now. And, I'm a firm believer in conjuring, in eliciting, not the past realistically, but just in that energy, just in that lineage, just in that thread of time that goes from, 200 years ago, 400 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. We've been painting and making art as a species for a very, very long time. And I just feel connected to those practices. I'm in my imagination, and it's a kind of a lovely thought to recall. It's kind of like paying homage to those that went before. Let's see if I put a little something else on here, since it's getting a little loose. So just working for the edges here. And yeah, it's going to spill over onto the other areas, onto the painting next door. But it's also going to show up in a very powerful way. Let me do one here. I am loving this gal. Although she's, I think, more medieval. I need to keep track of the, the titles and the age of some of these. So my goal is to really get those edges just so I can have some definition. And then there we go. All right. Well, the only one I haven't done anything on is this one here, and I certainly have more. Let me do a few more. This is one of my favorite goddesses. I don't know if you can see her. It's a bust of a goddess. Well, actually, it may be, maybe a real person. I know someone who looks like this. It's so classic. The features are so classic. So I'm going to put, and yeah, that's Western, I get it. Now, what happens with these, is that they're so broad. So this is the faces. They're so broad that, there's nothing in them. I can go in later and maybe do some doodling, so to speak, or do something that gives them some features. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's all open to all of the possibilities. Just don't want to leave this without anything. So I'm going to bring in my acupressure goddess, contemporary goddess. I'm going to have dark on one side, darker on one side, and I'll try and bring it a little bit lighter on the other side. Ombre. That was a style for a while. Or I've got it wrong, and that's Spanish for man. I'm not just sure. I am trying to learn a foreign language. It's really hard when you're not able to speak it on a regular basis. Oh, that's okay. So that's round one. I'll go back over these again and again. And they will slowly start to take shape. Some will take shape a little better than others, but I'm off to a good start. I'm really happy about this. I will continue with you on the next tape. So, I always love it when my hands get full of paint. So I'm so happy that you are joining me today, and maybe other days too. I'll take you through my day-to-day as an artist, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thanks for being here.